Thank you, Alita. Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to start by acknowledging that we are located on the traditional territories of the Tsemath, Matsqui, and Lakamo First Peoples. I'm Henry Braun, Mayor of Abbotsford. Early this morning, we received some good news. Just before 2 a.m., the floodgates at Barrowtown Pump Station, well, this was not planned, were able to partially open and start releasing water from the Sumas River into the Fraser River. This has lessened the flow of water breaching the Sumas dike that has been flooding in the eastern part of Sumas Prairie. It is our hope at this point that water levels will continue to decrease in the Sumas River so that the floodgates can remain open and potentially open fully. This is a good start, and every little bit helps. Crews continue to make progress on repairing the Sumas dike. Hundreds of dump trucks of gravel have made their way to the various breaches, and we believe that we are already greater than 50% done on the repairs to the larger breach between Marion and Number 4 Road. We're also making progress at Cole Road and hope to complete this work before next week, before the next weather event. Canadian Forces military personnel continue to arrive, and we now have 119 soldiers from the Land Task Force on the ground in Abbotsford supporting the flood mitigation efforts. These troops will also be using helicopters to move people, supplies, and equipment in the area, and they expect to add more of this type of air support tomorrow. As of today, our structural engineers have assessed 19 bridges, and our geotechnical engineers have inspected 62 kilometers of roads and 93 culverts. As work progresses, we will continue to share photos and facts during our press conferences and on the City of Abbotsford website and social media channels. Today, over 800 people have checked in with the reception center supporting the evacuation from Sumas Prairie. At the last update, we had approximately 360 people who have utilized supports through the TradeX Emergency Support Services. We expect more than 50 people will be staying the night tonight. There are a number of agencies like the Salvation Army who are working with us at TradeX. Their support is invaluable, and we cannot thank them enough. We recognize the events of this past week are like anything most of us have ever seen. And we know that people desperately want to help in this situation. As the mayor, I am humbled by the outpouring of support we have received over the past several days. For those who are wondering how they can support some of the efforts taking place across our community, our website has the latest information on how they can do so and is continually updated with new opportunities. And you can visit that site at abbotsford.ca. That is my update for you today, and I will now take questions.
Can you just elaborate a little bit on the significance of those floodgates getting open just before 2 a.m.?
Well, the floodgates, the Sumas River with open floodgates will release 7 times what our pumps are capable of pumping. So our pumps for Barrowtown, because there's 2 parts to the prairie, the pumps pump out 500,000 gallons per minute. So when the floodgates are fully open, there's 7 times that amount of water going through those floodgates. So it's made a tremendous difference. I was just out there an hour ago, and I can see the change. There's a dramatic change already in certain parts of the prairie.
And yesterday you said you had military personnel sort of inspecting other weaknesses, other potential weaknesses in the dike system. Any update on that and how those might be reinforced?
The Army, the military staff that were here yesterday was walking the beats or the dikes by foot, and and I have seen them myself just an hour and a half ago, where in some cases there's half of the existing Sumas dike is gone, and there's sheer walls, and there'll be pictures I think that the media, our media, will send out to you as well that dramatically shows that. Power lines in the water and lots of other things. So.
And then just today, Minister Farnworth kind of talking about that rain that's expected in the coming days. I guess how much of this is sort of on your radar, and maybe just kind of talk about the race against time kind of that you're up against?
Well, it's very much on our radar. We are watching the weather and listening to from Environment Canada to what they are predicting. As I said yesterday, the rain event starts Tuesday. I mean, there's a little bit of rain on Monday, but I'm not worried about that. But it starts to amp up on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I think it's roughly around 100 millimeters. That's a concern, especially with weakened dikes. So yeah, but we are on it by, I was going to say by the minute, but not by the minute. But every half hour, people are checking to see what's happening. I'm still hoping that weather event will be just to move a little further north and give us some reprieve. Because if it doesn't, the Nooksack is still flowing across the border. And if there's 100 millimeters of rain, if it comes in 24 hours, that's a big problem. If it comes over 3 or 4 days, maybe we'll be okay.
And do we have a sense of just how much water has receded up to today?
I don't have data on that, no. But I can visually see a lot of green fields already, so.
You
Yes.
started this news conference, Mayor, saying this is good news. I felt like that was really emotional and hard for you to say.
It was actually, because that's what we've been working towards. And that river is a problem right now, the Fraser River. And we may have to close those gates if the river, it's rising again. So when it gets, because the tides come into play here. And when the river rises, we got to close the gates, or actually the Fraser River will come right back into Sumas Prairie. So yeah, I've been living, breathing this for a week.
So you want to give the local community some hope?
Yes.
There is good news today.
This is very good news, actually. And the farming community is excited too, because they can see that the levels have, well, the lake has shifted to the east. So as that happens, there's farms that are starting to dry out on the western side of that lake. But there are still farms in the eastern corner where the Vetter and Highway 1, that Vetter Canal and Highway 1 meet, that are still rising. This morning, the farmers, because I have intel on the ground phoning me, telling me that overnight it rose 8 inches. So that is a concern to them. There's still 2,500 cows in that corner, dairy cows, and they're worried. Do they need to evacuate or remove their cows? So we're very close contact with those and many, many other farmers as well.
You were saying that the one dike that's getting repaired is 50% completed? That sounds like you're making...
The repair. This isn't we're not building the dike up. We're taking it. I should let our city manager answer that. I'd say it's between 2 and 3 feet above the water level, and that's because we have to shut the Sumas River off from pouring into the former lake, or the bowl as I refer to it. So it's still coming across, but the gap now, it was 100 or 330 feet. So I was out there. Our staff said a little over 50. I think it's probably closer to 55%. But I was really, you don't believe how excited I was when I saw that this morning.
Rain is coming, we know, it's coming
Yes.
next week. Do you think that both of the sections are going to be done by Tuesday? That was the day you'd mentioned before, that you need the repairs done, the temporary facilities built by Tuesday. Are we on schedule for that?
Yes, we are on schedule for that as we speak. Now, if something weird happened, that things can change. I've been surprised a few times where 1 hour I thought this, and 3 hours later we were told, no, it's actually changed. And so now, and we've had to adapt. Our staff has been unbelievable in the ops center. I wish people could see what all takes place there, but we can't for lots of different reasons. But I am really encouraged by, I actually woke up at 1:30 this morning because I needed to come down here and see what's going on, so I did.
It's been a sleepless week for you.
Yes, I went to bed at 8:30 last night. I was tired. I almost fell asleep eating dinner with my wife, so she says, honey, you need to go to bed. Anyways.
Excellent. I didn't know if there are other speakers
Yes.
that might be able to
Anybody
answer
else?
more.
Appears not. That's great, because
Thank you very much.
I don't know what better news I could deliver. So thank you all for coming out. And are we doing another one tomorrow? So we'll do this again at 2 p.m. tomorrow, and we'll see you back. Thank you.